Here's that video footage of the millionaire
Excuse me, sir.
in the
Question
city of
for you.
Manhattan, New York.
Have you ever been broke before?
Multiple times.
Yeah? Quick question for you.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living out here in New York City?
I work on Wall Street.
Are you a business owner?
Yes.
How long have you been an entrepreneur for?
49 years.
And over these 49 years, in terms of revenue, what was the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year at your company?
About 400 million.
Have you ever been broke before?
Yes.
Yeah?
It's fun.
What do you do for a living out here in New York City?
Finance.
I'm on the board of 5 different companies. I run 7 companies. I trade $500 million a day of stock in there.
Today's world. Great interview, man. Entrepreneurship is the way to go. Come on. Excuse me, sir. Question for you. Have you ever been broke before?
Multiple times.
Yeah? Quick question for you.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living out here in New York City?
I work on Wall Street.
And how long have you been in finance for?
15, 16 years.
Yeah, I go all over the country just asking successful people how they made it for the younger generation. Can I get just 1 minute of your time real quick?
Yeah.
So what is one lesson about money you teach to somebody that the wealthy people know that most people do not know? One lesson about money 99% of people don't know.
Money got to keep moving. In order for it to grow, in order for it to work for you, it has to keep moving.
Yeah.
Putting it in a bank on your mattress is never going to work. It's
Yeah.
got to keep moving. Investments. Yeah.
Can I get just 1 minute of your time real quick for some questions?
Yeah.
What was the worst financial decision that you made throughout your career?
Oh man, getting married, man. Getting married, man. My divorce wiped me out. It was terrible. Marriage is a business. I didn't look at it like that. You know, I was one of those sucker for love kind of guys. So I was, I'm in love. You know, it's a business. And if you don't look at it like that, that could be one of the worst financial mistakes you make. I'm being honest, being very blunt. Wiped me out. Had to start over from scratch. But the beauty of it is, once you have it in you internally to build, you have the dog in you, the fight in you. Doesn't matter. You'll always rebuild. It's not about losing it. And anybody listening, it's not about losing it, because you have the dog in you. You can fight and bring it back. What it's really about is this. It's about recovery time. See, if you lose it at 20, you're probably in your early 20s, mid 20s. It's okay. You have recovery time. You're young. I'm 45. I'll be 46 in 2 months. If you lose it in your 40s, your mid 30s, it's terrible, because you don't have the same recovery rate as someone who's 20 or 19 or 25. So also they say you are the sum total of the 5 people you hang around with. So be careful of the people you have around you. Be very selective, because you are the sum total of the people you hang around with. So those are some of the big mistakes we make. A lot of times people try to use socializing for networking. You're really not networking. You just want to be social. And just to be social is a waste of time. Anytime I look at it, like if you're interacting with someone, like I'm interacting with you, there must be a reason why we're interacting. There's a bartering, right? There's an exchange. What am I getting out of talking to you? Some exposure, maybe some likes, which I really don't care about, but that's the reality, right? What are you getting out of talking out of it, right? Some information, right? So anytime you interact with someone, you must always ask yourself, what are we exchanging? Now, real quick before we go, last thing, the universe teaches us this. What do you do every day? We breathe, we inhale, and we exhale. You take in the oxygen and you give out the carbon dioxide, right? And the trees, your environment, takes in the dioxide and gives you back oxygen. So there's a bartering between you and the universe, the ecosystem. Inhale, exhale, contract, expand, contract, expand. So with everything in life, you got to apply that science to your life. Like, what is the exchange here? So the people you interact with, what are they? What's the bartering? What are they? Are they an asset? Is it a liability? What are we exchanging here? Those are the mistakes that you got to avoid.
What's the deepest life quote that you've ever heard?
Okay, right now. Don't go anywhere. I got it right here. This is how committed I am to this quote. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one, by Albert Einstein. And I'm not, look, it's right here on my phone. It's my screensaver. I always use that to remind me that reality is an illusion, although and albeit a very persistent one. None of this, I could curse? Yeah. All right, Paul, none of this shit is real. It's all an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. And that's what makes it a reality, because it's so persistent. And that's Albert Einstein, that's not mine.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Interaction without solid reasoning is a waste of time. I learned that business quote from my father back in the day. We started off as a close-knit family. I learned a lot from him. From my mother, I also learned that in nature, that interaction is law. So what is our excuse today? Why can we not see ourselves a part of a higher cause? Because see, this is how I see myself, right? I see myself as a king. I knew this as a little child, growing up in a church, Kingdom Hall, Tabernacle, etc., whatever you want to call it. I knew this. This was nothing new to me. And I also knew one of my favorite quotes, which is found in Acts chapter 17:24. It says that The Most High does not reside in a house built by man's hands. Interesting. And then also I have a famous quote that I love. It was in Luke 17:21, where the kingdom of God resides within. Sort of like what you see in this picture.